As soon as I hit live, Mika goes out. Ain't that something? Huh?
You can't see me?
You have went out. I said, as soon as I hit live, you went out. I said, ain't that ain't that something?
Yeah,
There ain't no but the
Lord,
devil.
we can't too far.
I'm telling you.
So when you look back, you see, hey,
Give people a chance to get on.
so that's what we're gonna do.
And let's share it out.
Can't give up now. We don't came too far. We don't came too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going. Get a race still going. Can't give up now. We don't came too far. We don't came too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going. Get a race still going. Can't give up now. We don't came too far. We don't came too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going. Get a race still going. Can't give up now. We don't came too far. We don't came too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going, what a race still going, can't give up now. Christ teach me in class like Kit Kat. I'm going to the Lord, how does a kid back? Christ brought the chains off like a Kit Kat. When I tell them about my story, like, really? What? You was on 10 when you got stabbed? You was only 15 in the trap? I pray the Lord, don't go that route. Follow Christ, he the only way out. He the king, he the leader, he the scout. Need extra insurance, he the gap. Jesus Christ got sound, no caps. Young racing for the Lord, got laughs. Give me strength, give me breath, so I don't collapse. They try to put me in a hole, make me tap. What you talking about? Christ stay strapped.
You want me to share this to your page too, Mika?
He going popping out.
Yeah.
Walk on here, hit the drums. Then your lights go.
Hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead and make a comment. Go ahead and tag and share. We get ready to get into this tonight. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited. Because we don't can't give up. We can't give up now, y'all.
Get a race still going. Get a race still going. Can't give up now. We don't get too far. We don't get too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going. Get a race still going. Can't give up now. We don't get too far. We don't get too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going. Get a race still going. Can't give up now. We don't get too far. We don't get too far. Can't give up now. Get a race still going. What a race still going. Can't give up now. What you telling me, Lord, the world couldn't teach me. Y'all from the bottom, y'all from the TV. Fell trapped in the hood in the TV. Here from the world where they couldn't see me. Used to chill on the block, it was easy. Till the things in the hood got greasy. It started coming with the mud, got squeaky. Lord started ripping me out like a squeegee. I love myself in the mirror, don't wanna be me. I wanna be like that man on TV. Fat house, big pockets in the bench. The game ain't friendly. Everything in the game gon' envy. The devil don't give you nothing, he's stingy. He don't wanna give you nothing but the pennies. Lord told me got the dinner like Danny. Show me what's real, what's in me. Now I'm popping up on like some semis. Enemy still coming up with the gimmicks. He want you to write down what's trending. Bounce already paying that pending. If you made it through the struggle, you winning. Gotta keep on gonna get winded. Sometimes we fall, that's screaming. We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Can't give up now. We don't get too far, we don't get too far.
That's my son, by the way.
That's your son rapping?
Give up now. We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Get a race still going.
You go out to the community with a group of boys where they do ministry to the young boys and stuff in the community.
Get a race still going, can't give up now.
I would have never known if you ain't say nothing.
Yeah, that's Bud the Messenger. Go follow him on YouTube, guys. Yeah, that's my son. Y'all know. Let me go ahead and throw some shout out. A lot of the music that I be playing, that I be listening to, is stuff that he did. He either did it or my daughter did it. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're gonna do.
We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Get a race still going, get a race still going, can't give up now. We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Get a race still going, get a race still going, can't give up now. We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Get a race still going, get a race still going, can't give up now. We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Get a race still going, what a race still going, can't give up now. Christ teach me in class like Kit Kat. I'm going to the Lord, how does a kid back? Christ brought the chains off like a Kit Kat. When I tell them about my story, like, really? What? You was on 10 when you got stabbed? You was only 15 in the trap? I pray the Lord, don't go that route.
You was on the 10 when I got stabbed.
He the leader, he the scout. Need extra insurance to the gap. Jesus Christ got sound, no caps. Young racing for the Lord got laps. Give me strength, give me breath, so I don't collapse. He tried to put me in a hole, make me tap. What you talking about? Christ stay strapped. What you talking about? Christ stay strapped. Here you going, popping off at the guns. You won't walk on head, hit the drums. Then your lights go out with the sun. I want to meet the Father and I want the Son. I want to meet them all three in a one. I want to say welcome home is done. I want to say welcome home is done. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, while the race still going, can't give up now. What you talking about? The world couldn't teach me. Y'all from the bottom, y'all from the TV. Fell trapped in the hood in the TV. Here from the world where they couldn't see me. Used to chill on the block, it was easy. Till the things in the hood got greasy. They start coming with the mud, got squeaky. Lord started ripping me out like a squeegee. I love myself in the mirror, don't wanna be me. I wanna be like that man on TV. Fat house, big pockets in a Bentley. Then I learned that the game ain't friendly. Everything in the game gon' envy. The devil don't give you nothing, he's stingy. He don't wanna give you nothing with the pennies. Lord told me got the dinner like Danny. Show me what's real, what's semi. Now popping up on like some semis. Then still coming up with the gimmicks. He want you to bite down what's trending. Bells already paying that pending. If you made it through the struggle, you winning. Gotta keep on gonna get winded. Sometimes we fall, that's screaming. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, while the race still going, can't give up now.
Hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, tag and share. That's Bud the Messenger that we listening to tonight. And you can go follow him, check him out on YouTube. That's my son. Yeah, I'm just giving him a shout out, giving his props. He be going hard on some of them things, boy. He be snapping. I'm like, oh, snapping on that one. Yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Just go ahead and make a comment. Please tag and share, We're getting ready to get into tonight's discussion about Black leaders and Black leadership within the community. It's going to be good. I think it's a well-needed conversation that we need to have tonight. We go ahead and see who's on in our group.
Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now.
We don't get too far,
we don't get too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't get too far, we don't get too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, while the race still going, can't give up now. Christ teach me in class like Kit Kat. I'm going to the Lord, how does a kid back? Christ bought the chainsaw like a Kit Kat. When I tell them about my story, like, really? What, you was on the 10 when you got stabbed? You was only 15 in the trap. I pray the Lord don't go that route. Follow Christ, he the only way out. He the king, he the leader, he the scout. Need extra insurance, he the gap. Jesus Christ got sound, no caps. Young racing for the Lord got laps. Give me strength, give me breath, so I don't collapse. He tried to put me in a hole, make me tap. What you talking about? Christ stay strapped. What you talking about? Christ stay strapped. Here you going, popping off at the guns. You won't walk on head, hit the drums. Then your lights go out with the sun. I want to meet the Father and I want the Son. I want to meet them all three in a one. I want to say welcome home is done. I want to say welcome home is done. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going, can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far, can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, while the race still going, can't give up now. What you talking about? The world couldn't teach me. Y'all from the bottom, y'all from the TV. Fell trapped in the hood in the TV. Here from the world where they couldn't see me. Used to chill on the block, it was easy. Till the things in the hood got greasy. They start coming with the mud, got squeaky. Lord started ripping me out like a squeegee. I love myself in the mirror, don't wanna be me. I wanna be like that man on TV. Fat house, big pockets in a Bentley. Then I learned that the game ain't friendly. Everything in the game gon' envy. The devil don't give you nothing, he's stingy. He don't wanna give you nothing with the penny. Lord told me got the dinner like Danny. Show me what's real, what's semi. Now I'm popping up on them like some semis. Baby still coming up with the gimmicks. He want you to bite down what's trending. Bounce already paying up pending. If you made it through the struggle, you winning. Gotta keep on gonna get winded. Sometimes we fall, that's screaming. We don't came too far, we don't came too far. Can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going. Can't give up now. Yeah. We don't came too far, we don't came too far. Can't give up now. Yeah. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going. Can't give up now. We don't came too far, we don't came too far. Can't give up now. Yeah. Yeah, the race still going, yeah, the race still going. Can't give up now. Yeah. We don't came too far, we don't came too far. Can't give up now. Yeah, the race still going, while the race still going. Can't give up now. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Once you hop on, go ahead, tag and share, make a comment, let us know that you're watching. We're getting ready to get into tonight's topic. We're talking about leadership in the Black community. I think I shared it to your page, Mika. We're talking about leadership in the Black community, Lord, and we're going to go over just some examples and kind of things that they went through, but we're just giving everybody just a minute to hop on, give them a little time to get on, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on tonight's conversation. Let me go ahead and share the screen with this. I want to talk about the event that we got coming up. This is our first annual event. Hopefully my niece will be joining us here in a minute. I want to talk about our first event that we got coming up. I'm super excited about. The event is the 2023 The Awakening. I'm super excited, guys. If you haven't checked this out, check the flyer out. I'm excited about the lineup. We have an awesome lineup this year. This is the event that we had planned that got canceled because of COVID. And but I mean, God's timing is always the best timing. So this worked out to me perfectly because the lineup I couldn't ask for a better lineup and group of people that are on here. Let me share just a little bit more. Let's see. Just trying to make sure I tag all the people that is on the flyer. If they ain't doing lives themselves. Because that's what it is. That's what it's about when we hanging out with people that's doing, about that work, about that life. So tag just a couple more people. Let's see. The people coming to mind as I'm sitting here. I want to talk about the event. We got an awesome lineup. The event is going to start at 2 p.m. We're calling that from 2 to, I'm going to say about 4:30-ish or 4:45 or something like that, because we got to wrap it up before 5 o'clock. But I'm calling the first half of the event the empowerment session. And the reason why I'm calling it that is that we have my niece, Courtney, which is a realtor. She is going to be, hello, Timothy. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and type B1 in the comments because you already know, because you're watching from the Restore the Breach group. I want to say, go ahead and say that we're having her. She's going to talk about first-time home buyer. She's going to come with information on that and about that. And then she may be second. I want to say your name is Tanika. Tanika, don't get me if I'm not saying your name right. Haley, I know that's your last name. I think I know that for sure. She's going to come and she's going to teach. She do taxes,
And when I asked her to come, she said yes. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. That's why I hate that I'm messing your name up because you were so gracious to say yes. She's going to come and teach us basic financial literacy. She may talk a little bit about taxes. I told her feel free to share what she wanted to share. And then we have Myra Muckle coming in. She's going to talk about mental health issues that the Black community face, which she is a licensed clinical. Um, do you call them therapists or psychiatrists? I know she's not a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist
I don't think she's a
or
psychiatrist.
therapist.
I think she's a therapist, like a counselor. I think you got to get more
Mm-hmm.
training to be a psychologist because then you can issue out medicine. And I don't think she has that. She can do that. But
Yeah.
I have her coming, and I'm still working on getting us a doctor to come and talk about health issues that the Black community face. I'm kind of uh, in the limbo on that one. But then I'm super excited. Come in your African attire. Really, you can come however you want to come. But I'm saying if you feel like dressing up in your African attire or your Hebrew attire, come on out because we're going to get into the panel discussion. We're going to have a good come at 5. If you coming in at 5, come ready. We'll come in for the empowerment session to get what you need to be empowered there. But come at 5 o'clock to have a good time because we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. I got some awesome people on the panel: Bishop Brown, Peace Justice, Mika, Neil, Corey, Kerry, Curry. I might be saying his last name right. Jacquees Smith, Mia. I mean, the panel. You're gonna want to be there. That's all I can say. You're gonna want to see this. You're gonna want to be there. I'm super super excited about the panel. But we're gonna have some music. We're gonna have some poetry. Like I said, come dress ready to have a good time because we're gonna have a good time. 5 o'clock, come ready to have a good time and have an awesome discussion on Black culture, Black unity, and more. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm looking forward to um, that event. I'm getting excited. Like I said, we got an awesome lineup. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to be in the house. You definitely going to want to be in the house when we have have this discussion. I'm telling you, I'm excited about it. But tonight we're actually I'm waiting on one of my guests to come in. But tonight we're actually talking about Black leaders and Black leadership within the community. And I add earlier today, or the lack thereof, is what I said. But I could, I'm here. I want to hear what you guys got to say. So please, please, please feel free to share your thoughts and comments because we want to hear from you guys as well. And so I'm still sharing the the thing out. I want to say this before we get started. Um, Something happened to me yesterday, and it actually just warmed my heart, and I wanted to share it with you guys tonight because the last live that we had, we was talking about yeah, the one with Gerald. Mr. Rose, we was talking about getting involved with the community, get involved with the children. And I had a young man call me yesterday. I mean, this young man looked me up, guys, on social media, reached out to me through Instagram, and he was so persistent because he had called a couple times. I'm like, what this little kid want? But he said, Miss Davenport, do you still have your nonprofit organization? I was like, yeah. He's like, do you still work with kids like you used to? I was like, yeah. He said, I want to help. He said, you know how you helped
Wow.
me? Yeah. He done graduated, got his own business going and everything. He said, you know how you helped me and how you was there for me? He said, I feel like the Lord is leading me to do the same thing. He said, I want to get involved. How can I help? And so I was like, man, so never think like what you're saying and what you're doing is not making a difference. It's not making an impact because you never know. You never know how what you're doing is making an impact. Hello, hello, guys. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, once you hop on those and restore the breach, you know what to do. You know. And so I want to say, you never know what you doing, how that's impacting somebody else, how that's impacting somebody else's life. So yeah, man, that warmed my heart yesterday. That warmed my heart yesterday. That really got me on fire. I was like, oh, bring it home, bring it home. Let's see what else we can do. Let's do some more. And so I was just so excited. And just the fact that he wanted to come and give back. I mean, that meant a whole lot, that he hunted me down, you know what I'm saying? Like he did and found me on social media. And I mean, he called more than once, before I actually answered. Because I was thinking, like, what this kid want? But because you want to keep that because you work with children, you want to keep that professional and that space between you and them on these social media platforms. That's my thoughts on that. But also, I want to say, and while I was sitting there thinking today too, I was like, well, Land Foundation Life Center, we're going to offer some free, not flea. We're going to offer some free conflict resolution workshops and communication. Now, I did these workshops for my relationship dating consultant services, but I also modified them for businesses. In case a business called me and wanted me to come in and do some conflict resolution workshops or in some communication. So I did one for relationships, and I did one for the workplace. And so I'm going to do for free for those that are in the Restore the Breach group. If you're interested, those that have, I'm calling out to all those that have nonprofit organizations, that has businesses, that works in the community in any type of way. I'm going to offer shops, and they are going to be absolutely free. That's my gift to you from Land Foundation Life Center. So we're going to do conflict resolution, and we're going to do some communication skills or communication styles. It's going to be the work, when not relationship wise, like a intimate relationship. So it's going to be totally free for all the nonprofits. I'm calling all the nonprofits. Please go ahead, tag and share, guys. Please tag and share, tag and share. Those that are in the Restore the Breach, you can't tag and share there. But those that are watching from the YouTube channel, please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button, and share button. And please share this video, share this live. We do appreciate you guys. I want to say hello to everyone. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's discussion. We still have one person that we're trying to give them an opportunity to. They're going to hop on with us maybe a little later. But tonight we're talking about Black leaders and leadership within the Black community. We want to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for tuning in with Land Foundation Life Center. Uh, I want to say here, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, share button one more time. We appreciate that support.
Like,
Uh,
share, subscribe.
that's right. Share, subscribe. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get on into tonight's topic. I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuning in the Restore the Breach group. We got a couple people there already in and watching. We want to say thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in there as well. If you in the Restore the Breach group and you haven't already, went over to the YouTube channel. Got 50 something people up in there that Restore the Breach group. Please go over there and hit that like button, subscribe button, and share button, okay? To that YouTube channel. Help a sister out. That's the one way you can participate. That's the one way that you can support Land Foundation Life Center and what we do and what we are doing. And now let me go ahead and say to everyone who has already done that, thank you. We really appreciate that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and allow my guest, which she's no stranger to any of my platforms. I done had her on a number of platforms. I want to say anytime I ask this sister to hop on, anytime I say, hey sis, can you get on? Can you help out here? She always say yes. And so I want to say thank you for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to her and let her introduce herself as we're getting ready to get into tonight's topic.
Well, I'm Mika. I'm the director over the Georgia chapter for Ignite Justice, and I also do um, independent advocating as well, and breaking the chain free South Carolina movement. Renee, I lost you.
Sorry about that, Mika. I had to let you have the floor for a minute.
I was say what happened? I thought I lost you.
No, I removed myself on purpose. So I kind of miss your introduction, but she is no stranger to the work. And like I said, this sister, she's always putting that work in, and so we appreciate all that you do. So tonight we're talking about Black leaders and leadership within the community. I give you both some guidelines of like what we were talking about. We wanted to talk about MLK because that's the one that everybody talks about, right? MLK and a lot of let's stop for a minute because I was thinking about this topic today. As I was thinking about this, I said, you know what? The only black leader that we have in our community that America recognize is Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King,
He he's the only one in the book. He's the only one they talk about. He's the only one they talk about at the schools. Um, as though we don't have any others. So why do you think that is? And I want to ask that not just to my guests, but I want to ask it to you guys that are watching as well. Why do you think that's the only one that they recognize? And I want to say this too. When I was in college, I didn't know the story of Nat Turner, but they didn't see him as a hero. But after I watched that movie, he became a hero in my eyes. And so I kind of have an idea. But what are your thoughts on that?
your phone is breaking up.
It's breaking up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was kind of asking you like, what are your thoughts about that?
But why they only talk about Martin Luther King?
And they don't acknowledge none like he's the only one we ever had.
I think they acknowledge Martin Luther King because of the work that he put in, standing up for against the justice system and the African American people, but for people, period. He showed strong leadership. Um, but it's just like as far as the leadership in the communities, like I just feel like a lot of people is, to me personally, in my personal opinion, is like kind of disrespectful when it comes to Martin Luther King. Because if he could do it, I feel like everybody could do it.
Somebody got, yeah,
Civil
you
rights. He stood up
yeah,
for civil rights. Yeah.
yeah. And so let me go ahead and give my thoughts. I think they only talk about Martin Luther King because they take bits and pieces of what he said. They don't give the full picture or the accurate picture of the movement. That's just my personal thought. Like the way they teach it in school, the way they show it on the TVs and in the movies and different things like that, they not giving a full picture. They only show that one thing where he said, I have a dream. Well, what about when he came back and said the dream turned into a nightmare? What about when he said you done gave this land to the peasants, but you haven't given anything to the black community? What of the immigrant peasants? They don't to me, they don't show it to me. They doing what they always do. And what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about the ones that's are in
I was
control
about
of
to
different
say they like
things,
the
different
news. They
outlets.
like the news. They broadcast. You give a whole full story in the news. They broadcast what they want people to see, not what everything that was said or done in the news broadcast.
Yeah. They don't show, just like they don't show, they always control the narrative. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. They don't show um in the history nobody that rebelled, nobody that said, no, you ain't finna make me no slave. No, I am not going along with this slavery. No, you gonna kill me for, what I'm saying? They don't show that part of that history. So just like with MLK, once again, they're only showing a certain part of that movement. You see what I'm saying? They're not showing the full totality of how he operated and how he moved. And let's not forget that in that time and in that day and that season, they didn't love Martin Luther King. They didn't have that love for him. They didn't have that love for him. They didn't have that respect for him either. I mean, if you really go back and you watch the real history of it, the real movement of it, it was nasty. It was nasty. It got nasty. They don't show that. They don't talk about. That's not what they talk about. That's not what they put on. They don't show the dogs. They don't show the beatings. They don't show, them getting thrown in jail. They don't show, they don't show that part. They don't show that part. They only show the dream. I got a dream, and then when he said that speech, the way they teach it or the way they show it, they show it and teach it as though he had this dream, and everybody say yay, and they all woke up and went along with the dream. No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. And some of the people that walked with Martin Luther King said there was times that he would be so depressed that he couldn't even get out of bed just from the sheer pressure of that. Let's talk about that a little bit. What about the pressure of that thing? What's your thoughts on that? Just the sheer pressure of it.
The sheer pressure, like, to be honest with you, everybody has so many mixed emotions about Martin Luther King. You hear some positive things and you hear some negative things. When you talk to a lot of us African American people, it's like it goes back to what you were saying. They only show us bits and pieces, but if they showed us the real thing or everything, then like the Facebook user that just said, the narrative would be totally different. Things would probably be totally different if everybody. Because I know when I was in school, like like you said, we learned about I have a dream, and but around that time, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't never focused. I never was into it. I was always the one cutting class, so I really didn't.
She's gonna leave that right there.
Because I never really liked it, like history and stuff like that, and I never knew how important it was until now, really, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think don't feel bad about not liking history. I didn't like it either. But I wonder why we didn't like history. Because it wasn't nothing in there about us. That's why we didn't like it. It wasn't nothing in there about us. And
Right.
school taught it. If they teach it like then when we was in school, like they teach it now, it ain't even accurate. They watered it down, they sugarcoated it. So like when I went to college and I had to take history. I had to take two separate histories. I enjoyed it. Why? Because that teacher came in and he taught it the way it was. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't make it pretty. He didn't color it up. He said, this is what happened. And this is what they thought. And this is what they did. And he made it very fun. He made it interesting and different things like that. And I wind up coming out of there with an A in both his class. He was just an amazing teacher, by the way. But yeah, so it's the way that it was being taught up in there. That's why. And if it's being taught, if it was taught like to us, like it's being taught today, who wants to hear that? Even the children now, when I'm sitting there and they trying to teach that to children, they say, what's some good things about slavery? Girl, I almost lost my job that day.
Well,
She said, what's some good thing about slavery? And the kids said, nothing. See, you can't pull nothing over these kids anyway. They're smart. They're very, very smart. They straight up told the teachers, nothing good come out of that for the black people, they said. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's the way that it's being taught, the way. So that's the reason why we didn't care nothing about it, because it's the way that it's being presented. But, so yeah, I have to agree with you. It's the way. I want to go back. You said something. You said the black community now is divided and they don't respect the work. I have to agree with you on that. I've heard some lot of dissing and a lot of disrespect about the work that he put in from black people. But you know what he was getting at when he was alive?
right.
Go back and watch his movement. It wasn't just white people. It wasn't just white people against him. It wasn't just white people coming against him; black people were coming against him too. He had to fight from the inside and the outside. He had to do it because there was a lot of black people that did not, and a lot of black church people that did not support Martin Luther King or that work. They said he was making things worse for them. He was making things worse. He wasn't making things better. He wants reparations. America don't owe black people nothing. They was fighting against the movement. That was a
That's
lot
what
of
they're
black.
doing now.
Yeah,
That's what
that
they're
was.
doing now with a lot of us leaders in the community fighting with the movement. And they think by us having a movement and we're getting targeted, some people think it's going to make it worse for those that's people that we're fighting for. And it's really not. It's what's only making it worse is because we can't come together as one.
I agree. I have to totally agree with you on that. I have to totally agree with you on that. Okay, my our next guest is coming on in. Come on in. Hello, hello, Courtney. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you for
Hello.
hello, hello. Thank you, sister, for hopping on. You want us to take a little break and let you introduce yourself, or you just want to hop right on into the conversation? We can't hear you. You got yourself muted.
She'll mute. She'll mute. Uh,
Unmute
I
yourself.
had. Now I would say
Hello.
y'all just hop right. I'll hop right in. Y'all keep going.
Okay, okay. So we're talking about the our black leaders, and we're starting off with Martin Luther King. That's what we've been talking about, and we were saying. I think, hey, Antonio, let me know because I'm gonna let you be my fact checker tonight. Make sure I ain't just putting something out here that ain't right. But wasn't it a black person that burned that church down and killed Martin Luther King's mother? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I don't know.
I
it's been
think they
so,
was.
from my understanding, what
It
I
was a
was
black
told,
group,
it was a black group.
and so
Some said it
the
was a
so
black
so
group. Some said it was one of them KKK, that just one of them racist people. But I heard a black group did that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And so that's what I'm talking about. So when we're talking about black leaders and we're talking about MLK, I started out with them because I want to say let's look back and see what we can get from them that we can use now. And we're moving forward, because when you look back at somebody else's journey, you can see where they went wrong, but sometimes you can't see where you're going wrong. But we can see where they went wrong, and we can see where they made progress. What was productive? Let's take what was productive from the movement, and let's see how we can implement it in today's society and what we're trying to do in our work as well. And so we see the things. But like I said, America only celebrates Martin Luther King. They do not celebrate anybody else, and it makes us think that we don't have any other black leaders that we could look up to, which is not the fact. Because what I found out, and that's the reason why I'm doing this on YouTube and not on Facebook, all this talking I'm doing. But anyway, what my thoughts are, they don't say the other ones because they didn't play according to their rules. They didn't do it the way they wanted them to do it. They was
Hmm.
too, or they came in and they was too black. America has no room for pro black. Anything pro black. America ain't trying to hear nothing pro black. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So when we go in these different spaces, we have to go in these spaces and practically somewhat make ourselves a little smaller. We can't be large black. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We gotta dim our black. We gotta dim. I won't say it the way Courtney would say it. We gotta dim that shine a little bit. We have to dim our shine. We can't go in all our brightness. You know what I'm saying? Even this shirt. Let me see. Even this shirt, when I wear it to work, you ought to see the stares I get.
What
Just
does
like
it
I said,
say?
my black melanin dripping,
Okay.
Tripping.
dripping. My black melanin dripping. Even a shirt like that, they look at me like, and
Really?
yeah, yeah, seriously. And to the point, like, so we can't go in there and celebrate ourselves in these places and in these spaces because they look at you like, oh, Renee, you being racist now. Well, because y'all know I'm a believer and I I'm a minister. I'm a licensed minister. Oh, Renee, you don't change. You being racist now. This is racist. No, I'm not racist. You just not used to me walking in all my shine and all my glory and then with wearing my crown. You used to me coming up in there bowing down with my head down, but I'm not walking with my head down no more. That's just all that is, sister. That's the only change. I still love you. I still preach the gospel, know the gospel, love the gospel, all that. But I'm coming up in here as myself. I ain't coming up in here wishing I was you anymore. That's all that is. You
That's
know
right.
what I'm saying? That's all that
Right.
is. And nothing has really changed. And so that's the thing. So that's my thought on the reason why they don't celebrate our other leaders, because they was pro-black or they were just too black and they wasn't willing to bow down to them in any of their spaces. And so,
Mhm.
Courtney, you haven't said anything. We want to hear from you.
Well, I mean, I actually agree with you on that. I really do. I'm trying to see what other thoughts I have in reference to it, but I definitely believe that we lack that pride. As far as I was watching, what was it the other night? Shark Tank, and one of the Latin host was on there, whatever
You
the
went out,
investors.
Courtney. Oh,
Uh-oh.
she froze.
Did I? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
That sucks. But so I was watching Shark Tank the other night, and one of the Latin investors were on there, and somebody that was also Latin came on and was pitching their business pitch, and it was so cool. So to see this, like when the other Latino walked out there, I mean, the judge got up. He's the guy who makes the Kind bar, and he also, I think, was like a baseball player or something. Got up and he was, clapping and was like, yeah, they got to each other. And as I looked at that, I was like, it's accepted. He's celebrating another Latino as he's walking on the stage. Could we see that in our community? Would that happen? And would it be as accepted, right? If another, Damon got up there and he stood up, Damon Jones, the black host on Shark Tank, got up every time a black person came out, or every blue moon when a black person came out and showed that type of love. And I liken that to what you were saying, like going in with your shirt. We're not even used to it. Another black person on a regular basis openly embracing, right, each other. So we got a lot of work to do in our community. I mean, and it all starts with us, just like you have one act of kindness, that energy, that synergy just keeps going. And if we could just, embrace each other more often, compliment each other, assist, and, help put other people on, like that, we need more of that. That's what we lack.
Absolutely.
Like on a large scale. And I'm not saying that it's not out there, it doesn't exist, because I experience it every day, but I'm saying we need more of it.
Definitely. I agree. That was
I
awesome.
agree.
I agree with you on that.
Hey.
So what about we talking about, okay, so we talked about how they celebrate Martin Luther King and love him. Let's talk about Malcolm X a little bit. When he first started, he was on a whole different level. He walked different, he talked different. But there's one thing about the Muslim group that I do admire that I don't see in Christianity, and that's that level of unity that they have with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they can move as one, and the way they don't bow down. Simply, the way they don't
They
bow
sure
down, they're
do.
willing to stand up. I can tell you right now, that is, if you go into the Christian community, there's a whole bunch of bowing. There's a whole bunch of bowing going on up in there. And so that's one thing that I like about that group, is the way that they move, and then you see how powerful Malcolm X. To me, Malcolm X speeches were just as powerful as Martin Luther King speeches. It's just that he just didn't do it the way Martin Luther King was doing it. He felt like if you knocked him upside the head, he gonna knock you back upside the head. You know what I'm saying? At first, and that's what he taught, because that's the way he felt like. If you gonna come over here to me in mind, I'm standing up for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going the peaceful route. You want to go the peaceful route, you're gonna have to go over there to Martin Luther King's side, because you come over here messing with us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stand up for ourselves. What's your thoughts on that? Either one of you
I
guys,
just,
hop
I
right
mean,
in.
a lot of people might be mad at me for saying this, but when it comes to Malcolm X, I just feel like Malcolm X, he just kept it real. Like, I like the unity. They come together as one. That's like she said, Courtney said, that's something that we lacking, because anytime, you know, you could go around a Muslim community, everybody, I mean, they had their ups and downs, but they're still together as one. They could work out the differences. Malcolm X, his speeches is very powerful because he speak, how they say, like, God speak things into existence. It's like the existence is already here. When he speak about certain things that's happening, is what's about to happen, about us going through this rap, the rap that's here, and all this, like Louis Farrakhan, like everything that they preach in their speech or speak about, we're actually seeing it today. Instead of us, then, go back to Martin Luther King, I have a dream, and this and the third. They speaking things that's happening in reality, that we're seeing it right now, that we're experiencing it right now.
Hmm. And I feel like they take a
Courtney?
different type of action too, like Muslims versus Christian. And I feel like when you said
Right.
Christian, just bow down, right? They just go for, hey, this is what you say. We just follow the herd, right? We just bow down. And I feel like that's because Christianity, to me, is whitewashed. I mean, it has been, and so that's why you get a lot
Mhm.
of just, okay, cool. This is what we supposed to do. All right. Um, Malcolm X, again, he didn't conform to, so of course, that it's too much friction when it comes to him. Of course, they're not gonna like him. Uh-oh, hold
Yeah.
on one second, y'all.
Mhm.
Thank you, Terrell. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Absolutely. So that's the reason why I totally agree. They had different ways of doing things for the black community, but they was willing. I admired them both, you know, for being willing to stand up, willing to speak out at all costs. They wasn't afraid. They wasn't worried about their lives. They wasn't trying to save their lives. They knew the danger that they was putting themselves in. They was very, very well aware of the danger that they were putting themselves in by standing up, by speaking out. And I want you guys to know this, that danger's still there. That danger is still there. And so it's just amazing. When I think about all that they have done, I celebrate them both, equally, because they laid down their lives. They sacrificed a lot to do what they was doing for the black community. They had to really love it and care about it in order to do what they did. Now let's talk about the Black Panthers a little bit. Do y'all know anything about the Black Panther group or the Black Panther Party? Either
Not,
one of you.
yeah, not something that I
I
can
mean, I
speak on.
know a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I know a little bit, but I just don't get. But
Well,
I know
I
there is another group that stands up for the people.
did y'all watch that movie? Now I don't know how accurate the movie is, but it was Black Judas.
Mm-mm.
That was about the
No.
Black Panther Party. Y'all didn't give me tell me y'all ain't black. I'm finna revoke y'all black card tonight. I'm finna revoke y'all.
Ah,
No,
I'm
because I
finna
be so
revoke.
busy. I barely watch TV.
What's it? I'm finna revoke y'all black
yeah,
card.
I'm the same way, Mika. Like it's an accessory in my house. It just, a picture on the wall, pretty much.
Right.
TV.
But what happened was they was like a group that they the one
Mhm.
really started. You know how we got WIC now? They were the ones that really started that program. The government wasn't doing that. They came in and started feeding the community, bringing the kids in and feeding them after school, having after school places for them to come and do tutoring, different things like that. They were doing that. They took that amongst themselves upon themselves. I should say upon themselves, and began to offer that service in the community. Those things were not happening until they started it and they brought that into their community. The government was not offering that, by the way. And you would see them taking them milk, taking them food, taking them cheese, different things like that. And so in the movie, once again, they said it was a black guy that, poisoned him so that when they came in to kill him that night, he could not move or get up or anything like that. And so, but to you guys probably have never heard of this party, because when I spoke of the party, when I was in school, some of the teachers uh, spoke bad about Malcolm X. They spoke bad about the Black Panther Party. Um, okay. They spoke bad about the Panther Party. So that's probably the reason why you haven't heard of them, because they demonized Malcolm X. They demonized the Black Panther Party. Um, they spoke bad. Courtney, I see you on another. I'm seeing you twice. What's going on?
What you doing over there, Renee?
My laptop went dead, so I
Okay,
logged in from my
okay,
phone.
okay. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. Why I'm seeing her two places. But anyway, so they banned these. They demonized these people. They demonized Malcolm X. They demonized Nat Turner. Because I remember Turner, they said, oh, my teacher said, oh, that he ain't no hero. He killed women and children. But after I seen that movie, I was like, well, he had lost it. He had snapped. He was supposed. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking to myself after I saw the movie. So it's almost like it's the mindset that America has. Period. It feel like it can go around the world and mess with everybody else and do these things to them, and they not supposed to do anything or retaliate in return. And when
Yep.
they do retaliate in return, how dare you do something to us?
Yep. Yep.
But you've been over there meddling their business and tearing up their
Oh
country
yeah.
and doing all these things. So that's
Oh
just the
yeah.
mindset that I
Yeah.
feel that America has. You know what I'm saying? It's very arrogant. It's
Hmm.
very prideful.
Hmm.
It's like
We'll
you can just
we'll spin it around and make us feel like the other people are the terrorists, but you're
yeah,
the person over
yeah.
there in all these other countries in these people business that has
Mm,
nothing to do with you, but they're the terrorists.
mhm.
So
Right.
Absolutely. And so that's the same thing they do to us. If we stand up for ourselves in any kind of way, oh, you being racist. You're not being a Christian. You're not being a good Christian. I'm sure a lot of my Christian friends are not going to appreciate this type of topic. That's why I didn't do it on Facebook, because that's what my Christian friends are.
okay, but okay, so do you avoid having those conversations with your Christian friends because they have a different mindset from you? Because I feel like that's the time that conversations need to be had, and
Yeah.
that's okay that they
Yeah.
disagree. I mean,
Well,
so I feel like this you can help a lot of people. You can reach so many people, if you especially if you stop worrying about, oh, I don't want to offend this group, right? My small people. Oh, I'm only gonna let 5 people in our little circle of our group. You know what I mean?
right.
When absolutely, if we what you're doing, it can
I
be so
love it.
powerful. It's powerful. It's powerful for the little bit of people that's in there. And
Yeah.
so if you keep trying to not offend people, you're not gonna reach the masses. You're not gonna reach the people that you really need to reach, because I love what you're doing. It's powerful.
Mhm.
You can
I
help 5, or you can help 5,000 or 50,000.
And you're gonna always have somebody that's gonna disagree or upset, but hey, I mean, it's the whole reality of it.
I
Yeah.
guess I guess I need some help, y'all, because I don't really want to offend my spiritual mom, because I got so much respect for her. You know what I'm saying? Till I know she not gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not
And that's
right.
okay. I mean, just think
It's
about as a
Okay.
parent, you don't, if she's your spiritual mom and that bond is truly there, your kids do a whole lot of stuff that you don't like. You don't stop loving them.
that's
I
true.
mean, you know,
Mhm.
my partner, it's a whole lot of things that me and him don't agree on, and it's a lot of stuff that we do agree on. But our bond and our friendship is strong enough that guess what? We can have those black and white conversations. I can tell you that's BS. He can tell me, oh, okay, well, I see your view, or what I'm thinking is BS. So, no, don't tap into it. You getting there? It's gonna happen.
I
Mhm.
know, cause it's getting where I can't contain it anyway. But this topic, this conversation is not just in our Restore the Breach group. It's on the YouTube channel. So if somebody won't go there and look at it, I'm not taking it down. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
I'm putting up and it's gonna be there. But so yeah, I'll take that. I take that from you, Courtney. Y'all can, those who pray for me in that area, because I really am struggling like with, because when I first, before I started Restore the Breach, um I was doing it on my regular page. I was talking junk. I was talking man junk on there, especially when all those black people were dying, and then they start saying, "Oh, Renee, you being a racist. Oh, I ain't gonna talk to you no more. Well, I'm gonna quit doing it with you." And that's when I came off. That's when I said, "No, I'm going to
They
start."
they said that like you're
They
that.
said that.
Okay.
Not my spiritual parents, but a lot of,
Yeah.
a lot of them not on my page anymore. Because I said, I ain't gonna quit saying nothing. I'm gonna quit saying it when they quit doing it. That's when I was snapping, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Yeah.
calm like I am today. I'm more
Yeah.
calm about it now. You're getting a different Renee today. And
Yeah.
so I'm a lot more calm about it. And so that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. It's just that mindset that America has. It's, for to me, it's a bully, and they think it can go around and do whatever it wants to do. And everybody's supposed to take it, and nobody's supposed to stand up for themselves. And I want to go back, and you hit on something let me go back real quick. I need to go back and hit on something that you said. When let me make sure I heard you right. You said another Hispanic came out, right, with an invention, and
Mhm.
then another Hispanic clapped for when he came out, right?
The judge who is Hispanic, one of the investors on the Shark Tank, it's about 3 or 4 of them on the panel. He is Hispanic. And so yeah, when another Latin person came out, he got up, they kind of gave each other some love and he sat down.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I want to, that'll help us kind of shift right on when we're talking about black leaders and black leadership in the community, or the lack thereof. Let's move on into the other part, which of the conversation, which is us, where we are today. I want to hit on what you said, because I went to my first quinceañera and I cried the whole time. I
Oh,
was crying for one because I was celebrating my baby, especially when they took her tennis shoes off and put her on her dress shoes, high heels. But the love that they had for each other, the
hmm,
way they celebrated, the way that community showed up for that little girl with presents.
hmm, hmm.
This child said she,
With
yep,
presents.
with presents. They didn't come empty handed, they had presents. And all the money and all the love that she received
Yeah.
from that community just blessed me so. But then
Hmm.
watching them dance and how proud they were of their culture.
Yeah.
Immature Renee would have been laughing at them up in there stumping, but mature Renee was like, man, they don't care if I'm sitting here and don't understand what's going on.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
enjoying themselves. They embracing their culture. They ain't trying to hide it from nobody. They celebrating it. And and I cried because we don't have that.
I just said the same thing.
We
Kennedy went
don't
to one
have
two
that.
weeks ago. I just said the same thing. What do we have to celebrate? What do we do? Yeah.
And I was told my granddaughter, she was there. I was like, we're gonna have you something. We're gonna make up something. Because I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
gonna call it. But we're
Yeah.
gonna and
Sweet
she's like,
16.
and she was like, Nana, ain't nobody gonna come, so I don't want nothing. And I couldn't even argue with her on that. Because she probably right.
Yep. Yep.
She knows she not finna get the love this young lady got from her community
Yep.
that this young lady getting from us. She
Yeah.
already knew that,
Yeah.
which made me want to cry even the more, which makes me want to fight for Restore the Breach even the more.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I can say looking back, at what Martin Luther King had, what Malcolm X had. It was the unity. It was the unity. They still, black people still had some respect for being black. You know what I'm saying? And they appreciated it, and they weren't trying to run from it, and they weren't trying to hide from it, and they still had some culture about themselves. Um, and we don't have any of that, and so we need to bring back at least the appreciation of our community, of who we are, and be able to stand up, even with my melanin is dripping shirt, and don't care if you get the stares, don't care if you get the don't care about
Yeah.
that. We got to find a way to be able to stand in that anyway and stop dimming our light just because we're in these spaces.
Well,
Okay,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
let
we
you
can
guys talk.
start first with having some unity, like in our own families. Like we lack that, but then we want to unify. If we can't even unify as a family unit, just think about people who are like used to coming together as a family, as a unit, and you're asking them to come together as a larger family. That's the first step. That's
That's
the
good.
first thing that got misplaced or done away with or whatever.
That's good.
So if we could just get that back together, because I know a lot of times in our community, it's somebody got to die. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
see people who you haven't seen, they could be minutes up the street.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we can start there and start building that family bond again, learning how to unify, what probably wouldn't be so hard because you're used to being there when somebody needs you, or sacrifice yourself and your time for somebody else or something else.
Oh man, that's good, Courtney. Girl. That's good right there. You said a mouthful when you said that one. I'm gonna have
Absolutely.
to totally agree with you on that
Yeah,
one.
because we don't
That's
teach it.
I have to agree with her. Like that's a good place to start. And it's even with trying to build that in your family is hard. Even with trying to do it in your family, it's a struggle because we're not used to it,
Yeah.
and that bond is not there. And so I like that, Courtney. I'm definitely going to write that down. I'm definitely going to write that down. I like that. And so let's talk about the leadership now. So we see the unity that they had. We seen the sacrifice that they had, and the sacrifice that they were willing to make. And I want to salute you guys for coming on tonight, and everybody that's tuning in. They let me know you care about the black community. If those that really care about the black community, those are the one I'm trying to reach right now. Those that really care about it, you know what I'm saying? Because we all don't care about it. And I'm learning we all don't care about the black community and the shape that is in, or putting in that work, or making any sacrifices. But it could go back to like what you said, Courtney, that we don't have it in our family. So that's one place we can start, trying. And it's hard, man. That's not easy.
It's
Anytime
hard.
you're sacrificing your time, or it's hard because we could be doing several other things, and we all have a life, and we all have, but what I can say is, when I do purposely make time, or when I do say, hey, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna go, when you get there, you're actually happy that you
Happy.
did.
Yeah,
The hardest
yeah,
part is just getting out the door and
yeah,
just doing it.
yeah. I
And
have to
so,
agree.
I think now that's a muscle too that you got to exercise, and
Yeah.
and be like, all right, cool, all right, now I'm in the hang of this thing. That's what we doing, family day this time. Still might not. Let me go ahead and go.
I
But
love it. Yeah.
yeah,
That's good, Courtney. That's good. I'm writing it down too. I love that. And so, yeah, keep doing. That's why I like having these conversations, because I grow when we come together. A lot of people like, oh, that's a waste of time. Is it? No, I love it, man. Since we started Restore the Breach, I'm not lying. I've been growing. I've been growing. I've been
yeah,
growing. I'm not lying. Seriously, hearing from other people and just the connections that like it brought Mika, it brought me, all the people that I'm starting to meet. And it goes kind of like what you said, like when you start putting that stuff that out there, and then it start coming back to you. It's all where you
yeah,
have your eyes and where you have your focus.
absolutely.
Okay, our black leadership today. Do we have any black leaders in our community?
Oh yeah, I think we do. I can say, I know a few black leaders that are putting in real work. So yeah, we definitely do. Um, We got a lot of
you want a
people that
name
just
drop?
talk too, and they just want to, look like they're doing something. And you can get on social media and talk all day, but what is that really doing? I mean, I even liken stuff to, we need real help, and I'm not trying to offend anybody when I say okay, cool, because I've done soup kitchens too. Went and help do that, but that's not real help. That's not changing our community. That's not changing them. If we feeding them soup and I'm helping pick the ladle up and put it in there, that's okay. That's being a service to somebody, but that's not helping our community for real. You get what I'm saying? You're not tapping into the mindset. Now, if we add something into that, like while we're feeding them, then we're gonna do a workshop. We're gonna talk about mindset. We're gonna talk about resources. Okay, now you got my attention. But when it
Right.
comes to just little stuff like that, like to me, like what a real change. I'm not that person. Like,
Like
oh, the
like
kids need
like you
Christmas
said,
presents.
like
They
keep
just
being
know
the
what,
service.
huh? Like what's that really doing? Let's really change some stuff.
Okay, Mika, you wanted to say something? I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
taking
agree.
no.
I agree.
I came with my pencil and paper for tonight. I'm ready.
I mean, I agree with Courtney was saying. We see a lot of organization stuff, like when it comes to, like she said, the soup kitchen. When it comes to feeding the homeless, you know, it has to go way beyond just feeding. Yeah, we be in a service to them when we be out there in the community feeding the homeless, but like she said, it's a mindset. Now, while you feeding homeless, you still have to go home, and these people still gonna be outside. We should be the ones that say, okay, let me reach out to certain individuals for like resources for these homeless individuals. Because it's basically you're just going to feed them, service them, go home, and continue on with your life, and then to the next feeding. But it's servicing them, but it's not really helping them unless we could try to come together as organizations, as a unity, as one, and figure out who could we attack to get some, when it's cold outside, like some warmth for these individuals. Like try to get some of these individuals to like some type of, you know, we need to come together as, organizations as one, and invest in some of
Right.
these buildings and open up some of these abandoned buildings that Atlanta have all around Atlanta. And the state, the government, they should be able to back us up because we're helping these individuals so they don't have to sleep out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. This is see. This is why I wanted this conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
Courtney said there's a lot of black leaders in the community. I had said, and I guess I can stand to be corrected tonight, that we really hadn't had any black leaders since Malcolm X and Martin Luther
Oh,
King.
oh, I can tag you in probably a half a dozen, like right now, and you can see the work that they're putting in. You can go join in on the work that they're putting in, and I'm not talking about just talking at all. Like
Mhm.
people really putting in work, action, trying to change laws, trying to change. They are really out here working. Big brother, big sister programs, weekly, monthly. They are putting in work.
I need you to
Injustices.
hook me up with send me some of that because I need to see that. I
For
need to
sure.
see some people out there, and I don't want to discredit what my sister right here is doing in the organization that she's in. I want to say she do put in work. She do the real work. I know that for a fact. So, but I guess I'm thinking about on the scale. It don't get the scale. Well, we ain't getting that attention like Malcolm X and MLK. I mean, why you think that is? Cause see, I don't see them out there like that. We ain't
We're
seeing
not
it out
we're
there.
not getting attention because we can't come together as one. The power is in numbers. We can't even get now. We come in numbers, then we'll get the attention. But
Mm,
until then, and everybody want to keep see what the problem is with a lot of these organizations and people that's out here. Like she said, you got some people that talk, and you got some people that's actually physically putting in the work. You got some organizations or advocates. It's like no matter, we could all have our own little small entities. Let's come under one umbrella. And the
Yep.
reason why they don't
I
want to do
love
that
it.
because there's always somebody that just wants to be the leader of everybody, and it's never going to
Yep.
work like that. They just want to be
There
the
you go.
leader.
There you go. There you go. You
Be
took the
in the
words right out of
spotlight.
my mouth.
Yep, you want to be the spotlight. You got
Yep.
one advocate saying, "Oh, he or she not gonna tell me what to do." It's not about that, you know. And like when it comes to some of these people with these organizations, these advocates, you're gonna be this position, you're gonna be in that position. Me personally, a title don't mean anything to me. As long as I'm physically out there doing the work of what I'm supposed to do for these people, that's all I look at it for. I don't look at no title, no nothing.
Right. And I think it's a different day and age too. So what you said, people are like driven by popularity and cloud and things like that too. So, you know, back we got more resources now, right? So back then, Malcolm X and just think about it. Like for them, we can reach the masses by just getting on the internet alone. They had to put in real work. They couldn't go online and, you know, post the ad and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people see where they're gonna be marching, see where they whatever. No, some people didn't even have telephones. You know, so I know it. Number one, if they could come together as large, as big as they did back then, you know, the resources that we have now, we playing. But
but the thing is with the black community, and this is what they fail to realize: the resources is right in our face. It's just y'all just so blinded by it and how to go out and get them resources because y'all so distracted by other things that's going on, you know, and then we can't get people to come together and people because it's a trust issue. Because I done seen a lot of people and I spoke to, you know, I deal with a lot of people when they on a daily basis, and I get so many complaints about a lot of advocates or organizations taking money from these victims or these people that you're helping. And I don't understand why, if some of these organizations are 501c, why are you taking money? Like, you know, all the work that I do, I'm doing for free. I don't get paid for nothing that I do.
I'm so glad you hit on that. I had almost forgot about that. We got to dive into this. We got to, oh my God, this is about to get lit up in here, up in here, up in here. It's about to get lit up in here. Somebody gonna break out the preacher's man. But I want to say this. I got something I want to say about this. And this is what I want to say. Our black leaders in the past, as we look back at them, I'm not refuting what Mika saying, because Mika know more about this stuff because she out there than I ain't out there in them. I ain't out in them streets like that. But I want to say this. I am out in the streets, but I'm out in a different way. You know, my passion is children. I love children. I'll go to bat for a child. I'll walk a dusty country mile road for a kid. I ain't lying. But anyway, here's the thing: is when we look back at Courtney, I want to hear from you tonight too on this. When we look back at our black leaders, Malcolm X, now Martin Luther King, they died broke. They died broke. They had nothing. They had nothing to leave their family. They had nothing to leave their children. I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. Our leaders, now I'll stand up for my black leaders on this part. We don't got to be broke, because like it takes money to get things going. It takes money to do things. And having a nonprofit organization myself, I'm learning. When I say I'm learning backstage about being open, being transparent with my money, what I bring in, why I spend it, how I spend it, this so on and so forth. Here's the thing though. A lot of times when you're a small nonprofit organization, that stuff comes out of my own pocket. Is anybody complaining now? When I go out there to feed the streets, that's coming out of my paycheck that I went and worked for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm wanting to be real about it tonight. When I go out there and do things with the children, when I take them places, when we go places, when they get pressed, that's coming out of my paycheck, which is coming out of my household where I can't pay. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's affecting my household. Let me say that, because my kids have to pick up the slack because mom took her check. They don't like this, by the way. Mom took her check and gave it to the community. You know what I'm saying?
Like me. And when I travel, come out my pocket. When me and my sister travel, come out of our pocket.
But what I'm trying, this is what I'm trying to say. Y'all stay with me. Ain't nobody complaining about that.
No.
Ain't nobody complaining about me getting up my check. and my kids
Right.
having to pay the bills. So
Right.
I can take the money to go get toys or to go get gifts or go see about something here or nobody or to pay somebody else. I would to pay. My kids hate this, by the way. Mom would take her check, go pay somebody else's bills. But you know what I'm saying? And so they never like that. But see, nobody's talking about that. And so there's a big sacrifice comes along with having a nonprofit organization. To think that all this money is coming in is a false thing. That's a big old problem in the Black community. I see it. I hate it when I see it. Cause like with Dr. Umar, I'm gonna say Umar Johnson. I love him. I follow him, by the way. That's my big brother. Brother being X. I love Brother being X. Brother being X can teach you about how to get your money right, making money. He always talking about money. I'm gonna even throw Courtney them, like Courtney Gore. Send me stuff about making money. You know what I'm saying? So the Black community, we got to get out of this poverty mindset. Because it's going to take real dollars. We don't understand the sacrifice that the people that supported Malcolm X made so he could be in that position and do what he did. We don't understand the sacrifices that the Black community made so Martin Luther King and that whole organization could function and do the thing. It's going to take money, is what I'm trying to tell you guys, to get something done. We cannot, and even if we want to talk about, Courtney talked about they going in, they dealing with the changing of the laws. They said when you want to get a party, you got to bring money to the table before that candidate listen to you. He listened to the people who bring in the money. That's why the LGBTQ element of P, I don't know all the letters, can do the things that they do. They don't just go up in there talking. They don't just go up in there protest. They coming up in there with dollars, because dollars get things going. Dollars get things
and the laws
moving.
and the laws that's getting passed, that's going to legislators, is coming from the people at top, the rich folks.
And so that's what I'm trying to say. So I can tell you right now, if I'm gonna be an advocate, I can tell you right now, you're gonna talk about me because I ain't being broke. I ain't dying broke for you. You know what I'm saying? So you can like me and not talk about me. I ain't dying broke for you. So when I start coming up and start getting money and I'm driving good and looking good, hey, just know I put in the work. I made the sacrifice. I put in the work. So we got to get out of that mindset, because they talk about Dr. Umar. I hate the way they do him all the time. They talk bad about him. Oh, he's just trying to get your money. Did you send him any money? First of all, I want to say, did you send him any money? You know what I'm saying? You probably, most of the people who holler, they just trying to get money, want money. They ain't sent a dime.
No.
I ain't put in a dime. You know why I don't talk about him just trying to get no money? Because I ain't give him $1. I ain't give him a penny. I ain't give him a quarter. So why would I be talking about he just want money? But the way I see him, he's been showing that he's been consistent in the Black community. He goes in these different spaces. He don't bow down to these people. He the same Dr. Umar. I don't care who platform he's on. He be the same everywhere he go. To me, I'm going to give him his props, because he's had plenty of opportunities to back down, to do this, to do that. And another thing, Mika done got me started. I told y'all it was about to be a hot up in here. You know that being crump, however, a lot of people don't like him. That lawyer, they say he be clout chasing. And he going where the money is, and he going where the dollars is. This is a lawyer, people. He went to college. You know what I'm saying? He got to pay for that college. He didn't get to go in there and say, well, you know what, I'm going to be an activist, and it's going to be all pro bono, so I'm not going to pay for my education. Education ain't free, baby. 600 classes probably went up, but when I was in it, one class, $600, $800, $1,000. Classes ain't free, baby. And then the books is $500, $600. So what if he's making something? Shouldn't he make something?
Absolutely.
He's taking all these cases, but I seen something the other day, and they was like, oh, he just clout chasing. He just going where the money is. He just money hungry. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing it. I ain't agreeing with him. That's what I don't like about the Black community. Now, if somebody is out there and they being shady, I'm going to use your words, Mika. Let's get the facts first before we start popping off at the gums. Let's get the facts first. Let's pull the receipts together, and then let's go confront that person. You moving foul. That's what restore the breach. That's why I preach and restore the breach. You're moving foul in the community. And not to destroy the person and not to destroy his work if he's really putting in the work. I'm gonna say somebody that's really putting in the work, but to help that brother, to strengthen him, to encourage so he can go. That's what I mean by let's not move counterproductive to the movement, because a lot of times we see that they did it in the past and we're still doing it today. So we got to make like the movement is bigger than what I think and what I feel and how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because there may be some things behind the scenes that you don't understand the full operation of how that thing is operating. So you think, hey, they just ripping people off. They just doing this. They just doing that. But if they
That's
truly,
almost always the case. Yeah. We think
and
we don't know how things really run and we get to assuming, oh yeah.
It goes back to what you said, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the news, because some of these organizations only going to show you what they want you to see. You have to actually physically be a part of some of these advocates working along with them or in these organizations to see. Like a lot of stuff you heard, you don't believe what you hear until you actually around people or in these organizations. Like, wow, I
Mhm.
never thought I would believe what I be hearing, but I'm seeing what I be hearing, and I know, I found a lot of truth in a lot of things that I hear.
yeah, I'm gonna say
Mhm.
because you out there, but I'm just saying I'm reading my stuff offline. But anyway, but I really, hate to see how we will totally tear each other down and try to oh wait a minute.
Yeah, like my
Uh
sister, like even with my sister, like she don't trust a lot of organizations and stuff too, because I never see organizations that charge people just a membership fee. But when you get these membership fee, you don't never see where the money's going. And you're not using it when we be out here fighting for these people front line. Then you see why they only got a few people in the
so
organization.
that goes back to like I was saying, you got to have
Mhm.
that. You want to have that transparency there. Now I
They
can
just
say
keep
this,
charging the person,
as and Courtney,
doing
have
more
you
for
have
the
you seen this
organization
too?
with over 100.
Hold on a minute, yeah. Courtney, have you seen this too? People do pay dues. It depends on like because when you filling out, I see this might be something that people don't know, and other things that people don't know. When you're filing for a nonprofit organization, they say, okay, they ask you on your paperwork, will your members pay dues?
Mhm.
It asks you that. It actually asks you that. And if you do, then you have to file in a different way. If you're going to have members and the members going to pay dues, then you have to file a different form. See,
Okay, so
in mine, I said no. My members won't be paying dues, but certain organizations may have members that pay dues. So that's not out of the ordinary.
And being on a board myself, I think that's a very smart thing to do because, like you said, you know, before a lot of us got active with the foundation that I'm in now, which is Fly Life Organization, and it's catering to girls. You know, C was the same way. She's out there feeding people, and she needed to be fed herself. You know, and it got to the point where she became very stressed. She started losing hair. And it was like, she had an awakening after joining forces with some of the right people, right? And having just a mindset shift in it that I don't have to be out
Courtney,
here
you went out.
broke, and busted
Courtney,
trying to
go. We
help these
need you.
people. Can you
This
hear
is
me?
so good. Yeah, you had went out for a minute. You
Oh,
back.
okay. No. But it wasn't not until she had a mindset shift and surrounding herself with the right people, who are part of the board, who's so into it on a regular basis that you see like, hey, I don't have to be out here needing to be fed, and I'm feeding people too, right? I need a slice of the pizza that I just took to the school, so that I don't starve too. And so I feel like that's also what nonprofits do. And no people, everybody's not gonna see everything, right? Just because I'm paying my membership dues, you don't know a lot of times you don't know what goes on internally, right? All the time. So all the members may not see everything that is being done behind the scenes. But again, when you operate in transparency, or if you're a part of a monthly board meeting, we do get to hear about those things, and we do get to see, okay, cool, this is what we spent here, this got allocated to this, and this. But I can see how it can be, can be blurred when you're not in the position to be able to see that ledger and see everything that's going on when people are paying memberships. But I think that would be great for nonprofits, because just for the reason Renee was saying a minute ago, I'm out here spending my paychecks, trying to help these girls. And maybe if we had a membership, if just $25 or $10 a month, it could offset some of that.
Right. And I still feel as though if we paying a membership fee, it's just respectfully that we see where our money is going. We should be able to have access to a ledger of what we paying and how much we because we do have a membership dues that's due. And I'm assuming if we're paying dues, we should be getting some kind of tax form. And obviously it's tax time. Nobody got a tax form, but we pay dues every month.
Yeah, and if you're paying over $500, and that's when your 1099 or something will kick in if you are giving more than that.
I want to say, too, even if people that donate to Land Foundation Life Center don't donate more than that, which is not going to matter on their income tax, because if it ain't over $500, it's not going to matter. But legally, I don't have to send you one unless you've given me over $500. Legally, I don't have to give you one unless you sent me over $500. That's legally. But me personally, I send you one. I don't care if you give me $20, $30. It's not going to matter on your income taxes, but I still send it out to people. I make sure they get it every year. Like, this is what you gave to Land Foundation Life Center, and it's not. I don't send it it's not a legal. Well, I put it on it like a letterhead, like a letter, and this is what you gave, and so that they can use it. And that's what Free Chapel sends out to us too. It's just a letter saying this is how much you gave to Free Chapel. And that's what, and I got it from Free Chapel, but it's like legally I don't have to do that. See, that's one thing too. We don't know the laws. We don't know what's going on behind. We don't really understand things, and then we start just shooting out stuff. I don't want to do anything that's going to go against the movement. The movement to me is more important than how I feel about you or what I think about you. And so I hate it when we get on these lives and start throwing shade at each other, ministries, throwing shade at each other nonprofits. That's counterproductive to the movement. And it's petty. And it's petty, by the way. And it's selfish. And I like to see us rise above the noise. You know what I'm saying? Let's rise above the noise. We're gonna let Courtney get on here and do some motivational speaking stuff. Let's rise above some of this pettiness and silliness, because I'm serious. Like, if we really, Mika, I'm gonna use your words. Let's go off of facts and not emotions. And a lot of times I feel like we're just going off emotions when I hear them talk about. Oh, I hate it when I see them talk about Sean King. All the work that man put in, all the sacrifice. You ain't complaining about that, but then the man makes some shirts. He makes some money. He's just trying to get your money. He's just ripping everybody. The man is doing real work to me.
Real work.
He's putting real work in. Why can't we stop? We counterproductive. I want to challenge everybody and restore the breach. Let's not be counterproductive, okay? Let's be productive. A productive thing to do if I think somebody ain't moving right in my community is to get my facts first. My second thing to do, I'm going to confront whoever it is with the facts. And I'm going to give you an opportunity. I think and I started Restore the Breach because I think we need to handle some of our problems. And this is another reason why I didn't do it on my regular page. I think we need to handle some of our mess behind the scenes, away from everybody else. That's another reason why I started Restore the Breach. So we can get in there and we can check each other. A lot of times you guys in Restore the Breach have checked me. Therefore, I didn't go outside and act a fool. And I'm thankful for that on people. Y'all check me in now. Now I know when I go out there, don't go out there acting like that.
Yeah, no, and no, I totally agree. A lot of the work does need to be done under the surface, right? The mindset, and it doesn't necessarily need to be publicized. Like it needs to start here. So you're going to somebody, talking to them about, first of all, we got to get comfortable talking about money. And I feel like because
Yeah,
of we've been
comfortable
in
enough.
poverty so long,
Yeah.
and even people who have money don't feel comfortable talking about it because somebody else that has a totally different mindset.
Trigger somebody.
Yeah, so now you're like, okay, cool. Let me find my tribe so we can talk about this stuff openly and not feel like we're offending somebody, but these are conversations that we need to get comfortable with. You got some parents won't even talk about their finances with their children, who might need to take over their finances at some point and need to go, know what's going on. So I mean, it runs so deep.
They do.
I'm
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm gonna use you for example. Like, a lot of times my niece will put up, like, I'm doing this property, I did this and I did that, and I see such mean negative comments afterwards. Oh, you old stunting, blank blank blank. You just stunt. You
What's
just want to
that?
stunt. You just, And I'm thinking,
Haters,
if
haters.
you, I'm like, if you really want to learn something, be quiet like I am and just look and listen. You know what I'm saying? That's so, like she said, we got, and the black community is always swearing up down. Somebody's ripping it off, but it ain't got a pot
or you're
in.
gonna be, if you know something that they don't know, then you're scamming, or
Right, right.
or you just think about Trump or Romney, or just all these different people. Oh, they didn't pay taxes. These laws, these resources, this information is out here. These tax laws and loopholes. This out here for everybody, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
just not seeking it. And maybe you don't need to seek it because you maybe not in that bracket, right?
Yeah.
But get the information, like you said, get the facts first before you start. You sound like a fool to other people who know better. Oh, they
Right.
don't know. They're taking advantage of the laws that's set out here for us to take advantage of.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I want to say, we see those are the things, the types of issues that we are having now. But once again, we don't see the things that go on in the background. We don't see the sacrifices that the people are making. We don't understand how the organization are run. I'm just saying, can we please first, before we get on Facebook and start posting and saying things and going off, can we get our facts first? Can we please get our facts first? And let's get the receipts. And I'm saying, hey, let's go to them. I ain't lying. I'm serious. Okay, can we sit down and have a conversation with you? This is what, these are the receipts. You how you moving in the community. We're gonna give you an opportunity to get it right. Because to me, that's part of protecting and taking care of our community. To me,
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I agree. Don't get on
I
here
can't.
blasting people, and go to them first. Go to them first and see if you can fix it behind the scenes. We got enough people, tearing the community down, tearing us down. I don't feel like we need to participate in helping that.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna, I'm gonna go to you. If I don't like the food that I had at your restaurant, guess what? I'm not gonna. If I like it, I'm like, oh, you know what? We need this establishment in our community. I'm glad we have it. My food was horrible, right? But let these people know. And it's not always. And then you can ask anybody who go out with me. I don't mind letting you know, because I honestly, literally want you here. If I enjoyed it, the atmosphere. Let me tell you this. I had a great experience. My food wasn't good. This was wrong. That I think we should, and some people think that's too whatever of me, but I think I like that type of help. Let me correct it as a business
Yeah.
person. Give me an opportunity to get it right, and I can't do that when you're telling somebody else that's not going to tell me so I can correct it. Tell me.
I said, let's not. I really want to challenge us tonight. If we don't get nothing else out of it, let's move off of facts and not emotions. Let's
Yeah.
start trying to handle some of our grievances behind. Let's not put it out there where everybody can see it. And they say, look at black people, they can't even get along. Look how they acting. See, we only thinking about how it looks to us and what these people are doing. We're not seeing the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture is this. They're gonna say, look at them. Look at them. Who gonna take us serious? When we coming at
Mm-hmm.
each other all the time, when we dissing each other all the time, when we throwing shade on each other all the time, we throwing dirt on each other's name all the time, who's going to take us serious?
Mm.
We'll
It's
laugh
hard
and
to take
joke
it's
to
hard to take
it's
us. Yeah.
we'll laugh and joke to everybody else. We're not thinking about like how is this looking to the other communities. I had a Hispanic guy say, why y'all act like that? Why everything got to be a challenge with y'all? Why y'all got to compete with each other about everything? Why y'all? Oh, well, I got the best this. Why I got the best that? He said that's why we all riding big. That's why we all got big trucks and y'all ain't got them. You see what I'm saying? So we need to get out of this little thinking little box because we need a bigger picture. We're not thinking about how this is looking to the other communities. We'll laugh and joke. No wonder they don't take us serious. They don't care. We have 1,000 marches. They know we're not. They know there's not no unity
But
there.
you
We
asking
straight
somebody
clowns.
that we not worried about what we look like in our own community. So if you're not worried about that, you're definitely not thinking about what somebody else is thinking. We don't care about our own community, you know. We can go outside and it's trash and it's whatever, and you know who picking it up. I'm gonna say something, and I hope I'm on topic still. But I was just listening to something this morning, and I disagree. You know, me and my cousin were debating about it. He was like, well, I would put so many million into, you know, putting housing for low income people. I would go fix up the projects. I was, you know, and I'm of the mindset you can do that, and in a few months it's gonna smell like piss and trash gonna be outside all over again if you don't do the work, the real work that's needed. And I think I sent you that thing where Les Brown said, how hard is it to walk in my breezeway and smell, you know, or see trash on the ground and pick it up, or smell the stench and get a bucket of water and mop an area where something happened? The maintenance, the upkeep, the care is not there. So you know, you gotta start it within our own community first. We can't worry about what somebody else thinking. We gotta give a damn first. That's the first step to me.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I mean, I hope that makes sense. And to some people,
Yeah.
it sound harsh. Like, okay, oh, you wouldn't go put no, I wouldn't go put that type of money in there. Not without trying to do the mental work and saying to change the mindset, all that first. Because guess what? It's gonna look just like that again if you ran down not too much longer. Period. I do this. I fix houses up and they look beautiful, right on the inside, carpet clean, and when the person get ready to move out and they like, oh, I go in and the carpet, the color of this right here. And you know what they tell me? Well, I've been here 2 years. Baby, my house been built since 2007. This the original carpet in here. My carpet still looks great. Still. So you get what I'm saying? It's just the mindset of the people that has to, we gotta figure out how to tap into that on a mass level, because it is sad. We killing each other like for sport. It's fun. You turn on the rap music, it's that's everybody talking about the same thing. We got no value almost nowhere, depending on the class that you're. It's crazy. It's sad. Literally, like, what do you do? Sometimes you just feel lost, like for resources. Like, how do I reach? I'm happy when I can just reach one or two people, but dang, if we could do it, oh, on another level, it's needed.
Yeah. Definitely.
So bad, yes, baby.
So
I can.
so yeah, we have to learn how to
But
work
keep the red
together
spot
and come
open
together and
because
really
of
put what's best
something.
for the community over what we want and what we think and what we feel. Um, this has been a great conversation, you guys. It's 9 o'clock already. Can y'all believe it? We started at 7:30. It's 9 o'clock already. This has been a great. It went by, man. This has been a great. I don't know about nobody else, but this has been helpful to me. Um, I did take notes. I am listening, and I take what people say to me, and I try to find ways to implement it into what I'm doing, into my work, because I know I don't know it all. I don't have it all. But I do love my community. I can tell you that. I love me some black people. I don't care. We got all kinds of problems, but I love us, honey. I
Yeah.
love us. I love us.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about serving, and I just want to motivate us um, to care about ourselves. I think we've been beat down so much to the point that we know how to fight. We know how to fight. We're some fighters. We just don't know how to fight the right way.
That's
We some
right.
fighters.
Yeah, that's the key, fighting the right way. Because when
We
you're
just
doing it
don't.
wrong, they just give you more stuff to fight about. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna keep attracting things that you're gonna have to keep fighting and keep fighting. And you said something a minute ago when you were talking about like your spiritual leaders and you making the comment like, well, I whatever it was, you recognize now that your delivery was wrong, right? So
Yeah.
those people might have still been on your page had your delivery been a little different when you approach them, in disagreement. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes so much difference. Anyway, I had a situation like that too just recently, and I was very direct, but I try to make sure, like, okay, I want to get my point across, but I'm gonna be real careful, of how I respond to this person calling me a scam. I'm gonna be real careful. And so it's just the delivery and what you say, how you say it.
Yeah.
You can bring those people who you think might not agree with you. They can come right here and be in the room and have a great conversation with us right now. Trust me, if you had the right people on the panel that were respectful and delivered, how it needed to be delivered.
Well,
And I
definitely.
love to see that happen.
That's why I say we definitely
Mhm.
that I take that challenge. I see that as a challenge, and I definitely take it. That's something that we will definitely do in the future. So I'm gonna make a note to myself. We'll have another discussion, but we'll have different people on. But see, okay, I ain't gonna be negative. Stay positive. They stay positive. I'm gonna say something
No, say
negative.
it. Hey, deliver it the right way. It's not negative.
Yeah, deliver it the right way.
Right. Back switch.
I'm gonna say, the people that my people that I hang with, my Christian friends, they don't care for these types of conversations at all. They don't. They'll shut them down. They
But
shut them
I feel
down.
like that. See, that makes me raise an eye. Like, why does it make you so
Mhm.
uncomfortable? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I have white friends we can have these conversations with. I don't. I have other, not just white friends. Every person that's of another race, I can have these conversations with, and I can be my true self. I'm gonna be my true self. I'm gonna give my true opinion, or just hush or whatever. But and I think that is because we're open. Like, we don't have anything to hide. Like, it's okay. I can share my opinion, and I've made them feel safe doing that, and vice versa. So I feel like that's suspect to me. Sorry,
That's what I'm about to
I
say.
can't.
That's suspect.
That's suspect to me. Like my partner, he has a friend. Me and him can have these conversations, but he's very open. This guy, he has a best friend, right? His neighbor's black. They fought in the army together. Uh, Neighbor sit on the porch, whatever. He doesn't like black people, but he likes Raymond. You get what I'm saying? And we can have these conversations. We can openly have this. He's not my friend. He's a friend of my other friend. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about it. Oh, okay, that's interesting, right?
Mhm.
I think you should be able to do that.
Yeah, I take that. I'm listening. I take that. I'm listening. So, what are some takeaways that you guys want? We're gonna get off. I want to say thank you to everyone for hopping on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Whether you're watching in the Restore the Breach group or you're watching from the YouTube channel, I ask that you guys, if you're watching from the YouTube channel, please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. If you're watching from there, guys, please share because this has been an awesome conversation. Now, what are some takeaways? Because I had got in my pee and everything. What are some takeaways that you guys want to leave with everybody tonight? Um, Either one of you want to go first. Go ahead.
I
Uh,
don't really have no takeaways. It's just a lot of people need to just, settle the differences, and we could be if we could become a unity as one. the world would be so much of a better place.
Hmm. I agree. I'm just gonna say, change your mind, change your life. Get around people that challenge your thoughts, that think different than you do, that move differently, um, look different, because the conversation is different. And when you do that, when you don't agree, I feel like you're forced to grow. And if you're a
Yeah.
person like how I am, I trust and verify. Like, I'm gonna listen to what you gotta say, and if it's interesting enough, I'm probably gonna dig a little bit more, and I'm gonna form my own opinion. And what I believe today, I might not believe tomorrow, because
That's
I
true.
like to learn, and it may change. And, and that's okay. So my takeaway is just like, keep growing, keep being hungry, because to me, life is worth living when you learn, when you grow, when you're not doing anything, you stagnant, you don't have goals. Um, it leads to just being
Uh-oh.
depressed.
Hmm.
And I feel like living your life is just growing, and that's the true path to happiness, having things that you're working towards. So that's all.
My takeaway would be this. It would be, even if people are talking about you or saying things, that don't even focus on that. I'm gonna be like Courtney. Don't even focus on that. For all the people that's down on you, there's so many more people clapping for you. Especially if you're serious and you're passionate about what you do, and
Mhm.
you're really doing the work, and you're really putting that work in.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have just as many people clapping for you. Don't focus on the ones that's not, and
That's
keep
right.
applying that pressure. And I'm gonna say what Courtney always say. And by the way, thank you, Courtney, for sending me those things. I've been listening to them. I'm gonna listen to them again. Um,
Yay.
I'm gonna say, and what you need. I said that to say this. What you need and who you need will come to you.
Absolutely. I like that.
That's my takeaway. That's my takeaway from
I like
everything.
that.
So I ain't gotta focus
Absolutely.
on what you doing and how you moving. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
If I ain't gonna do it in a productive way, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't worry about what other people doing. No way. I ain't got time to sit over there and see what you're doing, think
What?
about what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm too busy trying to get my own self together. No, and get what I'm trying to get where I want to be. So
See, that's me, man. I'm like, ooh,
and
uh-uh.
so those are just that's my takeaway from all this. I want to say thank you to Courtney, thank you to
Thank
Mika
you.
for hopping on. Thank you to all the people that has watched and tuned in and tagged and share. We appreciate you guys. So, but I'm gonna say what we always say and restore the breach. Even though I know this Land Foundation Life Center, you know what we should do. We should know our history, like it, teach it, share it. So keep teaching, keep learning, keep posting. But more importantly, love and respect yourself and others. We out.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Nice meeting you, Mika.